It's Joe.
Hey, check it out. We're almost finished with this 3-link setup, and there's one piece we forgot. Actually didn't forget, we just didn't have a video on it. That's connecting this little skinny arm joint into this giant wide bracket that comes on this Jeep rear end. And instead of replacing the whole thing, looks like I need a bigger bolt, some spacer. What's that gonna look like? Well, I'll show you right over here somewhere in the mess. I've got a little tapered, little beveled spacer that's going on the side of the bracket and next to the heim joint. Then we're gonna have another one here like this. Then we're gonna have a spacer. I'll cut that spacer off and make it fit. However, I don't want this spacer to look skinnier. I don't want this part to be thinner than this part. So I've got a little decoy here. I'm gonna cut this down because it's gonna fit. This thing will fit right in there like that. And it's gonna be purty. I need to drill out the hole in that rear end over there in that bracket. But also, I need a bolt that's gonna fit this. And I don't think you guys have looked at the bolt department. This is where I get all my nuts and bolts. And it's behind the door, right back here. And these are all used stuff. I don't really have a good light, but I have this light, and that's what I've got over the years. A few. And I've got some stuff from A&A. Hold on, let me see if I can hold this in a little better way where you can see. And I'll just give you a little short tour of how this works. Always with the light. So I've got some stuff from A&A, different brackets, shuck mounts, and I'll show you, and y'all just remember all this stuff where when I need it, you can tell me. Bigger stuff. And then just these are some contraptions that I've taken apart, different things that I've made, lots of pulleys and cables and weird things. A few cables. I don't know if any of you have any of these boxes like this, but I've had this for a while. And I'll tell you, the secret to this, and I know it doesn't look very organized, but trust me, this is the best I can do. And I'm lucky to do that. I don't always get it. But anyway, the secret is putting them back. Whenever you walk in here with a handful of nuts and bolts, to put them in the right little category, take just a little bit of time. I know I don't take much time to clean up and organize. So I'm probably not the right one to tell you how to organize anything. But anyway, I'm looking for a bolt, a long bolt that will fit in here. And I don't have one. I don't have one there. I don't even have one that's too long. So we're just gonna make it anyway. I'm gonna take this and we'll make do, and then we'll get a bolt. All right. So we're gonna have to put this in, put our little temporary bolt in, measure the distance here, cut this off, and then cut this off to fit on there. Real simple process. And I got another one for the other end. So let's go over there and do that. All right, we're all set up here where we can see. That's a stock mount on the Jeep. And we need to cut this piece where it'll fit in there. How do we measure that? I like this little tool here. Get over there, bad boy. Over there where you belong. I like that little tool right there. That's perfect. All we have to do, cut this off. I'll be right back. All right, I test fit all this stuff and I'm gonna take it apart. And I'll show you how it goes together. That goes there. All this goes. Got the beveled spacer, the other beveled spacer, these spacers. This is, the inner spacer is the one that does all the work. This is just to dress it up and make it look a little thicker when it's all done. That'll get centered up. And I think it'll make this pretty good. So, and it goes like this. This goes through here. One of the beveled spacers, trying to stay out of the way where you can see it. The hum joint. That. The inner spacer, the outer spacer, and the outer spacer was galvanized just like this, but tripped through the muriatic acid, and it'll rust just like the rest of the car. That goes inside. Back that up. It's kind of tight, but it'll fit. There we go. Then this outer one will get centered up. The nut, I really need a bigger bolt. This is just the nut's too skinny. I mean, the bolt is too skinny. But it'll all get centered up. That's going to end up being good and tight. Next, or sometime down on the list, we're going to have this coilover mount. It's going to go in here, and we'll brace it up off of here also. But let's go finish this. Let me show you the other end, what we got up here is this. And I got one more thing. That's right. I don't know where all this grease came from. Anyway, this one's going to mount in there like that. And I've actually got a little gusset brace that's going to go behind here. Once I'm going to get that all installed here before too long. Next, we need to be able to see in here, so I'm going to do some cutting on here. Hang tight. All right, it's going to go somewhere around in here, probably up about this tall. When we do our cross member right here, we'll do our cross member transmission mount, some little triangulation. We're going to build a bracket up here for this to pull on. So we're almost there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. All right, during this whole 3-link setup, you notice we didn't measure a whole lot. We dropped a couple of plumb bobs to center this pretty much left to right, but we haven't centered this rear end at all. We built assemblies and we got it ready. And I've ordered some wheel pieces. Don't have the tires yet, but I'm working on getting the tires. That's a big selection. You start with the wheel or you start with the tire? I'm starting with the tire, and I'm gonna work my way back to the wheel. But anyway, I've ordered some pieces for that. And this assembly is not welded on, not up or down or back or forth. I tacked it on here once for a video. But when we center that rear end, that'll be a whole video, and we'll get serious about it. I just wanted to show you a little more and let you know that it's absolutely not complete, but it's close. Hey, thanks again. Couldn't do it without you.